So the first thing I did was take some regular tape. I wasn't even sure if this was really going to work, but I put it on in the shape of a triangle, and if I were to do it again, I would probably do it a little bit wider because I think it was a little bit too skinny, but yeah, I didn't realize it at the time. Then once I have the tape on there, I took a foundation that's a little bit lighter than I normally use, and I applied that all over inside the triangle. And then once I did that, I took a black face paint from MAC, and I started doing the nose. And I basically did it the way I always do a skull nose. I kind of just left that little cracked center in the middle and did two small triangles on the side, and I was doing it very lightly because at first I didn't know how I wanted to do it, and then I wanted to do it light, but then I ended up filling it in with that black paint, that black body paint, and I filled it in except I left the center a little bit lighter, and then I went in with an eyeshadow after and kind of filled that in with it was like a light matte brown color. And if I would have did it again, if I would have did it all over again, I would have left it just a lot lighter, not filled it in, because for some reason, I don't know if it looks like it to you guys, but for some reason, after I finished the nose, I felt like I looked like somewhat of a Dalmatian. I don't know why, but it's just it's just giving me like Dalmatian vibes. I don't know, but, and then I just did a little bit of shading around the nose with a little bit of a black eyeshadow. So then for the teeth, I took a black eyeliner pencil, and what I always do for the teeth is I kind of do the lines upward, and I kind of try to follow where my normal teeth, where the lines between my normal teeth are. For the most part, I try to do it. And also then on the bottom, and then I make a line straight through where my mouth and my two lips like open and close. So then once I do that, I kind of fill in the edges and the center just a little bit, just to give it like a little bit of gap and a dimension, and then I kind of round out the teeth because I don't want to leave them square, so I kind of just round out the edges. And then once I do that, I take a white concealer, and I don't put a lot on my brush, but I get a brush that fits kind of like exactly in the shape of the teeth. And then I don't get a lot on my brush because I don't want it to be so white. I kind of just want it to be like bone white, I guess. So I just take it and I put the most color on the bottom of the tooth, and then I run it up and blend it upwards. And this one, I'm kind of blending it up and then going outwards. So yeah, I did that to the same thing to the bottom, but the bottom teeth, I just go straight down. I just blend it straight down. And I'm putting the most color on the very tip of the tooth and then blending the rest of the color down. And then next I start going in and shading it a little bit. This is where I feel like the teeth really start to come together and look like teeth. I kind of just go in between the gaps and making a little bit of shading and a little bit, give it a little bit darker between the teeth, like how your normal teeth really would be. And then I just blend down. And again, I want to keep those teeth kind of like rounded, not so much square. And then I kind of shade in between the top two. And then when I always do teeth, I always look at the same image. It's of an actual, I don't know, I Google it and I always find the same image. It's of an actual skull. So a real actual skull. So I always try to follow that one because the teeth look so cool. I'll see if I still have it on my phone. But when I, after I finish it, I kind of dirty it up with a little bit of shadow just to make it, the white concealer, just to make it a little bit darker. I don't want it really dark, really light. And then after, I was just trying to add some detail, so I took a small thin eyeliner brush and some of that black body paint and just added some cracks and stuff. And then after I did that, I went around the triangle with a little bit of black shadow and kind of shaded around that because I was just trying to think of something else to do to make it look a little bit better.